Hi there, welcome to another Dave's Desk. Today I'm with Lee Jackson. Lee Jackson is a motivational speaker, professional speaker, presentation skills coach, author, good friend, and all-round nice chap, really. But don't tell him I said that, he just gets big-headed. His book he's most well known for is Get Good at Presenting, and it's a book that really helps people. It's a very simple to use, very effective, very interactive book, and it has an impact. You know, people who read the book and apply what's in it tend to get some pretty good results. So, Lee, first of all, welcome to Dave's Desk, and secondly, why does the book have the impact it does?
Thanks, Dave. Lovely to be here at your desk, I guess. I don't know whether you're at a desk or a table, but it's lovely to be here anyway.
I'm in
why is the
dining room.
Welcome to Dave's dining room.
Yeah, I've got pictures of Barmouth and whatever up on the wall. So yeah, I'm in my dad's dining room, not my desk today. But shh, don't tell anyone. So what is it about the book? Why is it so effective?
Don't tell anyone I've got a random mug from the kitchen. That doesn't look very professional, does it? But
we're all friends here on Dave's Desk, mate.
Well, this actually is part of it. What people find useful about the book is that it's down to earth and it's authentic. You know, it's like I can pretend that I've got some, but actually it was just a mug from the kitchen. It's probably my wife's mug. It looks a bit unprofessional. I don't anticipate anyone being unprofessional when they're presenting. Of course, you should stay professional, but actually you need to be yourself. And I think that's what people understand. I think there's a lot of people out there that mystify presentations. So they sort of, you know, so there's lots of books and seminars out there that like the top 10 secrets of the presenter, you know, the 27 ways to engage your audience and sell them loads of things. And you get a lot of this stuff. And actually, it's just like, what if we can be professional and be ourselves and engage an audience? Because that's what I do. And that's what I wrote in the book. And one of the other ways that people find the book, I will let you into a little secret now. One of the secrets of that book is that I dictated the book. I didn't write it.
Right. Why did you do it that way?
So I'm really bad with a blank screen. Like, you know, I mean, I think anybody is, you know, you open a Word document or Pages, Apple boy, Pages document, it's a blank screen and you go like, oh, what am I going to do now? When actually that book came from the course that I deliver on a regular basis. I do a 1 or 2 day course or everything from 1 hour to 2 days. And I just literally thought anything that's in my head about presenting, I want to get it out of my head and get it into a book. So what I did is I mapped it all out. Behind here is a whiteboard. I mapped it all out on the whiteboards, bits of paper, Post-it notes, all that kind of stuff. Spent ages doing that. And then I walked around my office and probably in cafes and other places. And I probably in the street, I probably did a few in the street. Literally just thought and I spoke it into my phone. And then I got someone to transcribe it. And you can get software to do that now, but it's easier for someone to do it. It's more accurate.
Yeah.
So I paid a few quid to get that done. And then you then spend the process of editing. And so loads of people say to me about a lot of my books, they say, it just sounds like you were speaking to me, Lee. And it's like, yeah, I literally was speaking to you on a dictaphone or on my iPhone. So there's something about it being more natural, I guess, and not about, not pretending that it's something that it isn't. So
that whole process actually is pretty much like creating a speech anyway, isn't it? It is about going, get what's on my head in there and then edit until you create something natural. And yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Well, I've got my I've seen you speak enough, and you've seen me speak probably a few times. Although weirdly, we've often spoken at the same time in different rooms, so that doesn't really help. We've done that a couple of times, haven't we? You know, he's in that room and I'm in this room, so we don't get to see each other maybe that much. But
they don't let us play together often, do they? No,
they wouldn't want that, would they? They wouldn't want that. But I think what happens is that, like a good comedian, and I think both of us sort of lean on the kind of, we're quite funny when we present, so on the comedy side of things, that we get a lot of our material when we're on our feet. So we say something off the cuff, and then we remember it, and it went down really well, and then we go, "Oh, I remember that."
It's true.
So, so actually, I think people think that you should sit in your office and write a speech in a very clinical environment. Actually, you're better off learning the stuff as you go along a little bit, learn on your feet, try stuff out when you're walking in the park, when you're driving in your car, because it's that kind of stuff, and working stuff on audiences. Because that's what comedians do. Before a big tour, I've been to a few of these, they'll do these works in progress gigs. And so I saw Michael McIntyre before his biggest tour ever, and it was a work in progress gig, and it was in the local theatre in Leeds. There was about 150 of us in the theatre. They introduced, please welcome Michael McIntyre, and this guy came out in a scruffy old suit with a pair of rough shoes on, and it wasn't the guy off TV, and he just went, all right, how are you? I've got a list of things here. I'm just going to try these out. And then he suddenly burst into the Michael McIntyre thing and just tried stuff out on us for 2 hours. And then he went, thanks a lot, everybody. And then he went. And then he did that like probably about 6 or 7 times. And that's how he made his tour, you know. So.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Now, you, like me, have been doing this a while. We're old, without sounding cheesy, we're old hacks at this. And one of the things I respect most about your delivery is not just the impact, but how consistent you are. You know, every single one of us occasionally have a bad day, but you're very, very consistent in a good way, right? This is me paying you a compliment.
Oh, thank you.
But you're very consistent. What's your secret sauce? What is it? And modesty aside, what is it that helps you deliver that consistency?
I think if I'm being myself, then that really helps. So I'm not putting on an act. So I'm not. I don't want to kind of keep going on this authenticity thing because it's a weird thing to talk about, but in some ways, but if I'm just being an extension of me, I call it 125%. So it's me. It's so what you see on stage is Lee Jackson plus 25% for a little bit of extra. You know, in the moment, I'm a bit bigger on stage. Then it's easier to be consistent because I'm being me. So I'm not pretending to be someone else. I'm not putting on a posh accent. You know, I know that I'm from Leeds and from the northeast of England, and I know that accent, and I know I look a little bit like Keith Chegwin from the 1980s TV presenter, and so that's fine. I don't mind that. So I think that helps with the consistency, but also actually you'll know from the deeper stuff, Dave. Or you're going to make a joke? I can tell.
No, I was just going to say Keith Chegwin looks like you, Lee.
All right, bless you. Well, he is dead now, so you know that's fair enough.
See, I didn't know. Oh,
yeah, he passed away a few years ago now, sadly. Bless him.
He swap-shopped his immortal coil.
Let's just have a moment for Keith.
Moment for Keith. Rest in peace, Cheggers.
All the best, Keith. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So a lot of stuff that you talk about, of course, like mindset and stuff that I talk about as well. But of course, the one thing that we know that really works is a good routine.
Yeah.
So routines are the difference between success and failure. Routines are the difference between a good mental health and a poor mental health. Yeah. I know that's a blanket statement, so please don't write in and say it's outrageous to say that. But the fact is, it is. You know, a good routine gets us to where we want to be. So, you know, if you want to be, you know, do something, you're gonna have to get out of bed. You're gonna have to do all that stuff. And in the moment, we're in the middle of this pandemic at the moment. So routines are absolutely key. That you get up, you know, at least Monday to Friday. You get up, you have office hours if you like. You get outside. You know, I haven't been outside properly for a couple of days. I'm desperate. So after I do a couple of videos today, I'm going to go for a long walk today and get outside. It's the routines that help us. And also when you're speaking, you have a routine. Whether you think you've got a routine or not, you do have a routine. That's what I've learned. And so if you get a better routine, you become more consistent and therefore, I guess, more successful. Although I don't like using that word because it's really misused. But yeah.
So, quick fire. If somebody here who needs to or wants to create a presentation, what are your 2 golden nuggets that if they do, no ifs, no buts, it's going to raise their game and make them more effective or get good or get betterer?
Get betterer in it.
Get betterer.
Yeah, so get goods. So a couple of tips. Okay, first thing I would say, really understand the power of story. Particularly if you're in the business presentations, right? Because I go to a lot of business presentations. I coach a lot of executives and leaders in the public and private sector. And what they tend to do is what I call functional presentations. So they often have slides and they just go like this. I want to say this and I'm going to say this. then I'm going to say this, and then you need to know this, and then you need to know this. And they wonder why people switch off. It's very functional, when actually a great presentation is a mixture of like the BBC said, you know, that the aim of the BBC was to inform, to educate, and to entertain. That's what the BBC exists for. And I think we need to be a little bit more interested in that. So you need to understand that story makes things stick. And story really helps. Not a story that goes nowhere, but little micro stories in a presentation just makes it more engaging. You know, you're the king of stories. You've got tons of little stories about your son George, and about the random schools that you've been in over the years, and you know, people pulling knives on you. I know I've heard those stories, and you know, I've got stories of people falling off chairs and fire alarms going off. And when you put little stories into your presentation, the whole thing comes alive.
Wonderful.
But
well,
number 2 little tip: it's not about you, it's about the audience.
Yeah.
Because you can tell little stories that are all about me. Look at me, I'm brilliant. Oh, check me out, I'm brilliant. I once heard a presentation from someone who used to be on sort of TV and stuff, and they were moving into the speaking industry, and all they did was just listed all the things that they'd done. It was one of the worst presentations I've ever seen. I used to work there, and I achieved this, and I achieved this. And I was thinking, I was sat in the audience going, what on earth has this got to do with me?
Yeah.
So actually, it's all you got to, because the reason that people get nervous is because it's all about them. The reason they can flip that is because they can understand that actually it's about your audience. So give value, give content, tell a story that's relevant to them as well as you, and don't big yourself up making you feel good. Just be normal. So I often say to people, so they'll often introduce me as, please welcome motivational speaker Lee Jackson, right? And you just think that's the worst possible introduction.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like got their arms folded going, oh, go on then, motivate me.
To be honest, if anyone ever dares introduce me like that, I can see the whole room just go look to me at the side of the stage and raise their eyebrows like that, as to say, really?
I understand. I totally get that. And I not just with you, but with me as well. But so I say I have that job title because that's what people Google. So I have to have that job title. But then I often give them an introduction and they don't read it and they just say something random anyway. But I say straight away, actually, it's a weird job title, isn't it? And I say, but I tell you what I'll do. I've learned a few things. So I'm just going to share a few of those things, and some of them might hit and some of them might miss. And let's try and help each other out, because the world, school, business, or whatever, can be a bit weird and a bit difficult sometimes. So here's a few tips that might help you. So what I'm doing is saying, look, it's not about me, it's about me helping you, and all of that. So, and once you change that focus in your head, I think it reduces that anxiety for presentations. And I think you enjoy it more as well.
True.
Because everyone likes to help people, right? You know,
no brainer,
as they say.
So if there's one thing that makes you more effective, what is it? The thing what makes Lee tick? What's the one thing that gets you up and going?
In what context?
Keep it clean and legal. I mean, I'm talking.
You mean just generally in life, or?
Yeah, generally in life or business. What is it that makes Lee tick? What drives you?
That's a big question. Well, I'm a person of faith, so I have a faith, which is really important to me, and that sort of shapes my values. That shapes my worldview and who I am and how I want to be and who I help and that kind of thing. So that has a big impact on me. And I think, as well as I'm quite relational and I'm quite people focused. So actually, you know, when we've all been in lockdown and not been able to go places, I'm missing people. You know, I'm missing, you know, I'm not missing the applause of a crowd. I'm like, whatever, that doesn't really bother me. I've done one live gig in a year at this time of recording in February, one live gig in the last year. And I'm not missing that. That doesn't bother me. But I'm missing the connections with people.
Yeah.
So you and me would go to an event. So you're on after lunch. You turn up at the coffee break in the morning. You chat with people. You listen to a couple of seminars. You have lunch with everybody. Then you do your presentation. I'm missing that interaction. So I'm about people focused. So that's what makes me tick, is partly my faith that engages me, but also just people. I just love people. I have hope for people. I have hope for the future. And I want to put a little bit of that in them when I'm speaking, and just give them a little bit of love and a bit of hope. What else,
That's his secret sauce, eh? So Lee, if anyone watching this wants to improve their presentation skills, how can they get hold of you? Other than go to Amazon and buy Get Good at Presenting by Lee Jackson. See, they plugged that for you, mate. How can they get hold of you?
Sure, they can just Google me, or just go to leejackson.org. leejackson.org. All my stuff is there. The stuff I do in businesses, bit of stuff in schools, and all the presentation stuff. There's loads of stuff. There's even a shop there. There's all sorts, and loads of free stuff as well. So just go to my website and have a look, or follow me on the socials. And I'm at Lee Jackson. Pretty simple.
There's a shop. Get some milk while you're there. Lee, thank you for your time, your generosity. Yeah, love you, guy. And for everyone else, please see you soon on another Dave's Desk.
Dave's Dining Room. All the best.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Then click the TV to watch the next video. Oh, and don't forget to visit our website at davidhyner.com to claim your free audiobook. Until the next time, go Rhino. Having it.